Hey everybody, I'm Jackie Hutton from Social Media Mastery and welcome to how to create an online course and sell 10 within 4 hours. So I'm Jackie Hutton, and so some of the things I've achieved is I can get 800 new leads from one post by posting it organically in Facebook groups. So I've worked out the formula of how to do that. Whenever I run an event, I always sell it out because I've got this checklist of over 40 hacks of how to sell out any of my events. Whenever I run challenges, I can easily fill in with 200 people. I've also got a 6-month program that I give to clients, and it's mapped out into 21-day challenges for every single month with day-by-day tasks to help them get there. So what I do is I help entrepreneurs fast-track their journey, get more clients, grow their business, and get success quicker and easier. Are you maybe putting off something big in your business? Do you maybe have this list of just too many things to do, so it makes it hard to see past this week or this month and almost impossible to see into the future? Are your responsibilities overflowing? Are you wondering how you're just going to get through this month? Are you wondering how you're going to sustain this long term? Here's me when I was in year 12 at school. I was sitting in the library rushing to finish this really important assignment. I'd already drunk 6 coffees, 2 Red Bulls, just whatever I could to be energetic. And I was struggling to finish this assignment. It was due in the next hour. I was also relying on this assignment heavily to get into my chosen university. But wait, we've got plenty of time for that. In this video today, I'm going to show you how to create an online course from scratch and finish it in 4 hours. So I know that sounds like quite the promise, starting from scratch with nothing, writing it, coming up with all the ideas, filming it, editing it after, and then selling it all within the space of 4 hours. But before you judge me and think that's not possible, wait and just hear my story first, and I'll tell you how we did it. So here we are, me and Scott were sitting in his office, and we had just run a 2-day, full-day event, 2 days in a row, 3 days ago. I was exhausted. I had no intention of doing anything that day. I just wanted to relax. I had no intention of doing any work. I didn't have the energy to help clients that day. I'd taken the day off, and I definitely had no intention of making an online course. I was so tired from running that 2-day event and just from helping one-on-one clients all the time. I felt like I was always tired, and I felt like if I stopped, the business went on pause, and I felt like I couldn't really take breaks. I had dreams. In 2021, I wanted to launch my first ever online course and for it to sell out. In 2022, I wanted to run my seminars all over Australia and then sell my online course at the back end. In 2025, I wanted to meet the man of my dreams and marry him. In 2030, I wanted to grow my business and make it a global business. I wanted to own my own office. I wanted 200 people in my program. I wanted to earn $20,000 months. I wanted to speak on stage for TEDx or Success Resources. So Scott turns to me in his office and he looks at me and he's like, "Hey Jackie, do you want to make an online course today?" I felt like laughing. It was 12 p.m. midday that day, and we both had appointments in the afternoon. It seemed impossible. And not only that, I was thinking, how are we meant to come up with an entire course in such a short time frame? How am I meant to memorize it? Plus I started getting self-conscious. I was thinking my hair's not ready, my makeup's not really done very well, I'm not wearing the right things. I didn't want to do it. I didn't want the pressure to think up an entire script and film it within the space of 4 hours. I wanted to do it properly. But why? Because I'd previously spent $5,000 on a program that was designed to help you launch your online course in 6 months. But I took no action. I spent $5,000 on a program designed to help me launch my course, but I took no action. I had a coach in that course that I paid money to. She was giving me heaps of advice. She was telling me what to do. She was encouraging me. But I still took no action. It was 3 months into the 6-month program where we were meant to launch our course, and all of a sudden this feeling came over me, and I just felt like I couldn't do it. I felt like I wasn't good enough, and I felt like I might as well stop because it's not going to work anyway. So I gave up. My mentor and coach that I'd paid was encouraging me, and she was saying it was time for me to start promoting what I'd come up with and to start promoting it on social media. And when she told me that, to start putting it on social media and promoting my course, I freaked out. It scared me to the core. So what I did is I took a step back and took a break, but eventually I just gave up completely and dropped out of her course. So why was I taking no action? How did I eventually create an online course and then sell 10 in 4 hours? How did I build my business? And how did I get past this? So Scott, my business partner, was looking at me eagerly. He was waiting for me to answer his question and waiting for me to say that we could do this. I knew that if I said no and said I didn't want to film and create an online course that day, that I would disappoint him a lot. And I knew that if I didn't do it, then he probably wouldn't do it either. But I was thinking to myself, how can I create an online course and finish it in 4 hours if I couldn't do it in 6 months? So I asked myself one key question. I asked myself, what will I miss out on if I don't do this now? So there I was in the school library. I just pulled an all-nighter to finish my assignment before the deadline at 4 p.m. It was 3 p.m. It was my final assignment for that subject, and I was relying on it heavily to get into my chosen university. I'd even skipped all my other classes that day just to finish it. 3 months prior, I was released from hospital after I had this really terrible reaction to a virus. Those doctors saved my life, and I'm so thankful. Yet, I was scared at that moment that I couldn't pass this subject. I'd asked them for a health exemption, yet they said I'd missed the deadline. And all this was true, but the reality is, and I knew it, is I had the whole year to finish this assignment. Yet it had come to the deadline at 4 p.m. It was 3 p.m. Yet I was still struggling just to finish it and get it done. I could hear the clock ticking. I was so stressed. It was so stressful that I struggled to even concentrate on getting it done. I was wondering, am I gonna finish it? Could I get through it? I asked myself one question: can I get this done? I felt the adrenaline in my body. My body was this highly alert, shaky, yet at the same time incredibly fatigued from not sleeping that night. The feeling of hopelessness that I had with finishing this really important school assignment reminded me a lot of the feeling that I got when I was trying to launch my online course but failing at it. I believe that if I had a deadline, that I would get it done in that time. I set a deadline when I was creating the online course. I set 6 months to create it, launch it, and sell it, and I believe that I would get it done in that time. But by the 6 months, I'd already dropped out and given up. I set a deadline for my school assignment. I had the whole year to do it. But then the year came and then I was rushing to finish it at the end, wondering if I could even submit it. I felt like time was getting away from me. I thought that the more time I gave something an assignment, the easier it would be to achieve it. I thought that it would be easy to launch my course in 6 months, but I dropped out and I failed. I thought it would be easy to finish my assignment in 1 year, but I was struggling right at the deadline just to submit it. I thought that by giving myself a longer time frame that I would get it done easier. From my experience, I found this rule to be true. If you give yourself a certain amount of time to finish an assignment or a project, it will take you that certain amount of time you allocated, plus some more. I've also found this rule to be true. People will always slightly fall short of what you ask them to do, but they'll get close. So when I gave myself a year to hand in my Year 12 assignment, I was rushing up till the deadline just to submit it and hand it in. When I gave myself 6 months to create an online course and sell it, I'd already given up before the 6 months. I thought it was impossible. This has always been true. People will always fall slightly short of what you tell them to do. The brain is fantastic at distorting reality and letting fear run the show. I believe that if I set a long time frame to complete an assignment or project, that I would get it done in that time frame, plus also have time to spare. In my experience, the shorter the time frame, the greater the amount of work that gets done. So this myth comes in 4 parts. The first is it's impossible to get things done in a short amount of time. Actually, we found it's quite the opposite. The second is people can sometimes say, I'm sabotaging or procrastinating, so I need to spend the next few months working on my mindset. But it's funny how self-development techniques can often be used as a way to avoid self-development. You don't need to cure your whole past to move forward in your business. All you need to do is focus on what your goal is and every single day commit to moving forward. Commit to taking one step forward every single day and you'll get there. The third is sometimes people can think that no one can help me. I'm all alone. But that's just what happens when we get this tunnel vision and we're just not really looking around. Just give it a go. Have a look around. Look, maybe you have a partner, some family. Who do you have near you that you could ask for help? Even if you're a bit nervous to ask them anyway. The worst they could do is be like, it's not a good time for me right now. But the best that can happen is they help you to finish this goal that's really important. And the fourth one is people saying, I'm not at that level. This is kind of one of those things where it's like, they're saying they're not at that level, but the reality is to get to that level that they want to be, they need to do that task. It's like a person saying, I can't go to the gym until I'm shredded. No, to get shredded, you need to go to the gym. You need to start somewhere. If you want to get to that level in your business, you need to move forward. This is what you need to do. I was looking at it all wrong. The shorter the time frame, the greater the amount of work that gets done. I needed to accept help. I needed to commit to shorter time frames to get my tasks done. And I needed to believe in the impossible. I needed to set ground rules. They were, first, no excuses. Second, always ask for help. 3, assume that it will work even if you don't believe it will. 4, stop listening to negative people. They only harm your success. 5, if you take time off, make sure you set an alarm or a trigger. So get your phone, set a little timer so that you make sure that you can take a break, but then also get straight back into it straight after. None of this taking 6 months off just because one day went bad. So Scott was looking at me, waiting for my answer. I was thinking, what we say when we teach students, if that's not true, if they can't actually, create an online course, finish it and sell it, then that would actually affect our business and our performance as coaches. So we proved it, and we proved it well. I committed, and I said, let's do this. I mean, what's the worst that could happen? It could take longer than 4 hours, maybe it takes us 2 weeks to get it done, but that's still pretty good. So we started with no budget, nowhere to film, no camera, no idea of what we're going to say, no funnel, nothing. We started and we set out to finish this in 4 hours and achieve the impossible. My business partner and I, Scott, we started with nothing and we completed an online course from scratch in 4 hours. And we even sold 10 spots to this online course within the 4-hour time period. We won, and I'll tell you how we did it. So step 1 is we went to a cafe. I know this might seem like a strange step, but that's actually where to start. We went to a cafe, we had our notepads, and we just started brainstorming what we would put in this course. We got creative and we had fun with it. Step 2, we called up Scott's brother Philip and asked him for help. Side note, have you seen how kids these days, when they do call, they do it like this rather than like this? Step 3, we booked in the local library, which was for free, and met Philip there. Step 4, we started to film. Step 5, Scott made a Facebook Live while I took a break from filming. We sold 10 spots to our program in that 4-hour period. Step 6, we had to rush off to our appointments. I had like a 6 p.m. appointment and Scott had a 7 p.m. appointment, and we had to rush off to get there in time. So we actually asked for help again. We asked Scott's brother Philip to upload and first of all edit all of the video content, put it all together, and then upload it to the internet because we didn't have time to do it ourselves. I made a decision that day. I took a leap. I committed to creating an online course and finishing it in 4 hours, even though I thought it would be impossible. And we did it. We were successful. I committed to finishing my online course. I asked for help. I made no excuses, and I believed in the impossible. I believed that we could finish it and do it and succeed and sell it in the 4-hour time period. Do you want to launch an online course, but maybe you're putting it off? Do you need to maybe get something done, but maybe you're not believing in yourself? Do you need to just have a go, have a goddamn go, but maybe at the same time you're just not believing that you can do it? What decision do you need to make right now that you're not making? If it's so important in your life to get this done right now, why would you stop? Because fear causes our mind to fight, flee, or freeze. Or in other words, fear causes us to blame, drop out, or procrastinate. So take me for example. I was struggling to finish my assignment just before it was due, but I had to see past the great myth of it was impossible for me to get it done in the hour I had left before the deadline. I had to look at my resources. I procrastinated all year because I thought I had more than enough time to get it done. But it came to the day and I was rushing to finish it just before the deadline. All I had to do was finish my assignment. So was I alone? No. I had my mum there. She was on the side just staying close because she knew how important this was for me. I asked my mum for help. She kindly stayed by my side. She made me dinner, she made me breakfast. She stayed up most of the night next to me while I pulled the all-nighter. And even the next day at school, she lingered around the front outside the school gate, just waiting in case I needed something else. She didn't understand the assignment completely, so she couldn't help with the detailed things, but she could help with some basic tasks, and that was actually a massive time saver. And by just constantly supplying me with food, drinks, and everything, I didn't need to worry about those things too. I finished my assignment because I believed in myself, but also because I had family to help me. I'd given myself to midnight to finish, yet I finished a couple minutes before the deadline. I finished the assignment in the time I had allocated, plus more. So what will you do? Will you set your deadline for a year from now or 6 months from now? Or will you set your deadline for this week? Will you do it alone or will you ask for help? Will you set short-term goals because you know that you'll get it done faster if you give yourself less time to do it? Even though it might feel impossible for you to get this thing done, will you just decide to believe in yourself? Make no excuses, set a shorter time frame, and make it happen? Or will you set yourself more time and these long-term goals because that feels more comfortable and easier right now? So I passed the assignment and I got into the university of my choosing. We filmed the online course within 4 hours and even made 10 sales within that time. Today we are fully booked with our programs. We coach entrepreneurs how they can do the same. We show them how that they can not just get sales, not just get leads and grow their business, but how they can do it in the shortest time frame as possible. I've had a student that came to me at the start with no leads, no experience in getting leads, and she thought it was impossible when I spoke about I could get 800 leads in 2 days. That same student got 700 leads herself within 2 months. I've had another client as well who told me that he was a little bit desperate to get money. He had bills due, he had a family to support. So what we did is on our first session, I spent an hour with him. And from that, he made $2,500 over that actually worth of sales. What I do is I help students get sales as quickly as possible. My main motto is the shortest path to a sale. I would have never finished my online course for my business if I hadn't given myself a short time frame of 4 hours to do it in. Giving yourself more time will not give you more results. It's actually the opposite. It's only fear that stands in your way. But winners never quit. You can do this, you can get to the finish line, and just wait and see what stands on the other side for you. You won't be here forever, so make sure you make your life a grand one. Share this with someone who needs strength right now. And make sure you check out the link below or above for the Entrepreneurs Rivalry for the next round where we'll be running this. We will be helping you in this Entrepreneurs Rivalry 5-day challenge. We'll be supporting you every step along the way over 5 days to get leads and sales in your business. The Entrepreneurs Rivalry is your #1 source to improving your business on social media. You can learn the skills to write posts and position your business as the exact thing that your clients need. Click on the link to join the waiting list for the next round. I can't wait to see you there.